Black people were not brought here and taught the power of the mind. They were not brought here to use their minds. They were brought here to use their behinds as slaves. And too many black people are still into this thing, and they don't understand the power of the mind. A black militant said to me in Chicago, "Reverend Ike, what are you doing to help the black people?" I said, "I'm giving them positive self-image psychology, positive self-motivation." He said, "That ain't S."
Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Black Excellence Daily. I am your host, Sean Croxton. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got Reverend Ike back on the show today. This is easily my favorite clip of the week. And there are many reasons for that. Number one, Reverend Ike just always keeps it very real. I appreciate that about him. And he has, in this clip, the audacity to encourage Black folks to take responsibility for our lives. And I say the audacity because in his day, 1960s, 1970s, when he was out there doing his thing, and today in 2025, it is somehow controversial to encourage Black folks to take responsibility for our lives. I find that to be very weird. It's the strangest thing in the world to me, and it's very counter to what our quote unquote Black leaders will tell us to do. There are many of us who are what Dr. Kimbrough calls that we're outer directed instead of inner directed. Outer directed means I'm looking at my life. I don't like what I see. So there is someone or something out there that is causing my life to be this way. That's outer directed. Inner directed means I'm looking at my life. I don't like what I see, and it's up to me. I am responsible for changing this. I created it, I can uncreate it, and I can create something new. I created it with my thoughts, my feelings, my beliefs, my convictions, my actions, who I've chosen to have in my circle. And I can change those thoughts, I can shift those feelings, I can get rid of these limits and beliefs, I can see myself as more capable and worthy. I can get myself a new social circle. I can take different actions, and I can get myself a different result. None of that has anything to do with people out there. It has to do with you. It's not controversial to me. That's just reality, right? That's how success works. Those are success principles. He's going to talk about how we as Black folks, unfortunately, we don't grow up with people who have taught us how to use our minds. Like we don't, like we, it's a shame, y'all, that when I'm looking for clips for this podcast, I usually do it like on Mondays. The question that I keep asking myself is, why the hell can't I find any, pretty much, there's only two people, Reverend Ike and Steve Harvey. Why can't beyond them, I find anybody who's Black teaching us how our minds work? I can't find anybody else. That says a lot. The reason why a lot of us are in the situations that we're in is because we don't know that we have this powerful thing called a mind inside of our head that is more powerful than any system that has ever been designed. That's the truth. But you have to learn how to use it. Last Monday, I talked about Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. There's another one by Dr. Kimbrough, Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice, and how you have to read those. If you go to my Instagram, 60-70% of my content is just Black folks like speaking about different principles. Like it's just exemplifying those who have followed those principles. And one of the comments that I see more often than I would like to see it, these are white values. These are white principles. I'm going, what the hell are you talking about? There's nothing white about these principles. These are just success principles. There is nothing white about having a vision. There's nothing white about having a definite major purpose. There's nothing white about setting goals. There's nothing white about forming a mastermind group. There's nothing white about reprogramming your subconscious mind. Like, there's nothing white about any of this stuff. This is just how it works. If you don't want to do it because the principles are too white for you, then I don't even know what to tell you. It's not working, right? This isn't going to work. This is like, it's just simply not going to happen for you. You're just leaving it up to random chance that something outside of you is going to make your life work. It's not how it works. And so, like he says here, Think and Grow Rich is not just for white people. Like, Think and Grow Rich is for everybody. And when you follow those principles, you get a result that you never dreamed that you would have. Reverend Ike's coming up.
When you sprung onto the scene, let's go back to the mid-'60s. You came from South Carolina and you went to Boston. Came from Boston, you went to New York. Essentially, to a working class black audience, you were saying,
well, I'm saying, listen, you are responsible for yourself. You're going to have to take responsibility for yourself. The white people are not responsible for you. The government is not responsible for you. And it's a very interesting thing. I'm saying that the white liberal politicians and some so-called black leaders have given the black masses the idea that somebody else is responsible for them. But I think Ronald Reagan is awakening a lot of them on that issue and is saying the same thing that I've been saying. I said to them way back when, I said, hey, listen, the gravy train is coming to an end. Every tub is going to have to sit on its own bottom. Those that don't have bottoms will have to sit on the rims. Because you see, it's something about human nature, not just black people. People do not want to accept self-responsibility. People want to make somebody else responsible for their good as well as responsible for their failures.
Isn't that really what you're about? You're trying to teach the power of positive thinking.
Absolutely.
Well,
the power of the mind.
What's the difference between you and Norman Vincent Peale?
Well, I can't speak for him. He speaks for himself very well, and I admire him. But let me give you my definition of God, and this will address that question. I say that God is thought, and the Lord is the law by which thought operates. And in the Bible, God says, I am. And to me, I am is the revelation of God as thinking. And so I say that God is a man's very own thought, and the presence of God is in every man as mind. And God says again in the Bible, command you me. And so when a man comes into command and mastery of the powers and the talents that are within him, he is actually commanding the good that God has put within him to be what he wants to be, do what he wants to do, have what he wants to have, and in turn, he can make a contribution to others and to the common good. You see, we try to help people become self-found, because you're not successful until you find yourself. This is why people fail in relationships. This is why they fail in life, because they don't know themselves. The Greeks had the saying, man, know thyself. But Jesus said, you shall know the truth. You've got me preaching now.
No, yes. Well, let me say, though, that I think, would you admit that what made your program really sell is you were teaching it to essentially downtrodden,
let me tell you, the white people are paying me $10,000 an hour now to do prosperity seminars, because they understand the power of the mind. Black people were not brought here and taught the power of the mind. They were not brought here to use their minds. They were brought here to use their behinds as slaves. And too many black people are still into this thing, and they don't understand the power of the mind. A black militant said to me in Chicago, Reverend Ike, what are you doing to help the black people? I said, I'm giving them positive self-image psychology, positive self-motivation. He said, that ain't S. And people have got to understand the power of the mind. Black people, and any people for that matter, need to understand mind power, green power, and vote power. And I'm preaching this from the pulpit, which is not the usual kind of gospel that you get in a black church or any church, unless it's one of the mind science type churches. And this is unusual for a black man to tell people about the power of the mind. A black preacher is supposed to be telling people about the pie in the sky by and by when you die. And I have the audacity to say, you can have it now. I have the audacity to say, hey, listen, you don't have to wait until God comes back from vacation. God is within you right here here right now, and you can get in touch with this God power and be what you want to be and do what you want to do right here, right now.
What do you think of white folks?
I think white folks are just like anybody else. I learn a lot from them. And I've learned, for example, the power of positive thinking. I mean, I've read Napoleon Hill's books, Think and Grow Rich, and all of the positive thinking books. And you see, black people have not had this kind of teaching. White people have had it.
Well, yeah, when black people were slaves, nobody wanted them with that.
Absolutely. And you see, I think this is why it seems strange that, well, the nerve of me, here I am, a black man and a black preacher, and I have got the nerve to preach health, happiness, love, success, and prosperity to black people. I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm not supposed to think and grow rich. You see, it's okay for white people to think and grow rich, but a black man, a black preacher to think and grow rich, and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill has been out, as you have noted, for many years, but that's all right for white folks. Nobody has ever grumbled about how many Rolls Royces a white man has.
See, we scratched deep enough. We scratched deep enough in Reverend Ike, and we got a revolutionary on our hands.
Well, I'm not a black militant for, as I say.
I didn't say militant. I said a black revolutionary.
Well, it could be that way because, as I say, I've discovered it's no use to talk about black power because the only color of power in the American economy is green. And so, as I said, I've always learned from the white people.
Yes.
And I've always believed in the think and grow rich type of thing.
That was Reverend Ike. His website is reverendikelegacy.com. You can watch today's talk on YouTube. It's called Think and Grow Rich is Not Just for White People. An intense Reverend Ike interview, part 2. Hey, go to Amazon, go to your local bookstore, go to the Goodwill. Goodwill always has a copy of Think and Grow Rich. Can't remember the last time I went to Goodwill and didn't see a copy of Think and Grow Rich. Completely unread, right? Completely just unscathed, untouched, no highlighter, no nothing. Somebody bought it and just never read it. Sucks for them. That's their loss. Go to Goodwill. You'll find paperback will be $2.29. Or go to Amazon, order it. Go to Barnes & Noble, order it. Study that book. Study those principles. Apply those principles. And your whole life will change. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.